Happy New Year and welcome back. This is the first of our videos for the new year here from all of us three at Lovely Jasmine Design. Please excuse the sound of my voice. I have had a cold and flu bout, unfortunately, over the festive season, so there might be a bit of intermittent coughing as well. Apologies. So in this video, I believe it's called the 4 of Hearts, because we're using 4 beautiful textured heart molds and a selection of some of these chameleon mica powders. So just going to show you what's actually in it, and then I'm going to pick 4 that we're going to use. So there's one here, this colour's called teal, and then another one where this one is called blue, although it doesn't look very blue to me, and this one which is plum. There we go. And then another one which is called bronze. And then this one which is called Galaxy. And this one's called Champagne. Grape, looking very blue actually, that one. And this one which I think was bronze. So I've picked 4 to use. So we're using the teal and the blue. And the grape, very vivid blue actually, that one, not rather than a grape colour, and the plum. So the idea with chameleon mica powders is they go on, obviously this is a time lapse of me applying the powder to the mould using one of the foam applicators that was supplied in with it. There were also gloves supplied in the box with the mica powders, so pretty good for what it actually costs. Again, list of all the descriptive is in the description box of everything that we have used. So just showing you there, you need to get a decent amount of coverage on the mould compared to what the new mould, a mould that hasn't got mica powder in, looks like. So this is the one with the Galaxy. So mica powders, yeah, normally pretty gorgeous in their own right, but when you've got chameleon ones, it's so that if you look at it in one light, it looks one colour, and then you might see hints or flecks of the lighter version of the same colour or similar colour to it. Can you see that? So in certain ways it looks more bluey coloured, and in others it looks more purpley coloured. So just applying the mica powder using the foam applicator brush, or you can use a small regular paint brush, however, or a micro brush, whatever you feel more comfortable doing, and just applying it to the mould. It's that beautiful vivid, apparently grape this colour, but it looks more blue to me, to the moulds, each of the moulds, just making you get as even coverage as possible. There we go. So that's that one, that is grape. There we are. There's 3 down, 1 to go. I'm just applying it there. I am wearing gloves. Obviously make sure that you wear gloves, wear the respirator mask, work in a well ventilated room. Mica powder is very, very fine. There's the teal one, and obviously you are susceptible to be able to breathe it in unless you wear a mask. I'm also wearing gloves because I found I have had some allergic reactions, or that's quite unusual. I have quite sensitive skin, so I'm now wearing gloves. We've used our Tea Expert resin, which is a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. Wasn't sure how much resin I'd need, only mixed up about 50 mils in total, and actually ended up having way too much resin left over, so poured some into some puffy heart moulds off camera. So just using one of these small mini silicone mixing jugs, a tiny bit of resin in there, up to about 3/4 full, and then adding in some of the grape chameleon mica powder, just adding the little bit that had gone into the lid. And then you can use a tiny spoon, a little mini stir stick. Do not pour or tip the open pot directly into it in case too much goes in. So this was the first small amount, and it wasn't quite deep enough for me, so I did, there we are, take the stir stick and put some more in. Obviously this has been sped up, I haven't stirred it this quickly, but do make sure that it is thoroughly mixed in, because otherwise it might show up in your cured piece if you've got little chunks or lumps of unmixed powder. So here's the mould, and just going to very carefully pour in some of the resin. Now then what I decided to do is just tap it. So just picking the mould up, dropping it a little bit, only a little bit off the surface, and tapping it, and then refilling again. Trying not to get any overspill, but you know, obviously that can happen. It just means that, you know, you need to tidy it up once it's cured. So there we go. So that was all up on the top of that one, and I put that one to one side to cure. This is the next one. Sorry, excuse me. It's a beautiful colour. I think this was the one that they called teal. There we are. So just taking the mould, and again doing exactly the same process as we did for the grape one, the one before. Just didn't tap this one, just moved it around a wee bit. I did also go around with a little micro brush and just go around the edges of the moulds. Sorry, excuse me. Just to make sure that everything was as far into the detail of the moulds as possible. This one's beautiful. There we go. So just pouring that one in. I think this is the one that was called Universe. I think it was called Universe. There we go. So again, just topping that one up. And as I said, all the leftover resin that I had, I actually poured into a puffy heart mould that you can see in the bottom left-hand corner there. And this is the final one. Sorry, not Universe, Galaxy, but I think this one is the Plum. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I think that's Plum. My apologies for being a bit vague about this. It was beautiful colours. So there we go, again, just repeating the process, pouring it into the mould. There we go. And then the leftovers poured into the puffy heart mould set of moulds that I've got in the bottom left-hand corner there of your screen. I did, once I did, there you go, there's a close-up. You can see a few bubbles have come to the surface. Now, you can either take a long nose-necked lighter. I did also remove that hair that's visible. Or you can spray them with a bit of alcohol. So this is a good 18 hours later. Just demoulding them there. I mean, they're beautiful. Couple of little mist points there on the edges. They are gorgeous, but they're not quite, I mean, the blue one is beautifully vivid. And they're okay, but it's not quite doing it for me. It's not quite the effect I would have liked to have seen. They're a little bit too dark. So it's at this point I thought, you know what, I'm just going to see if I can highlight some of the edges, the ridges of these beautiful, what look like almost small folds of fabric within these hearts. So I've done 2 of them in the gold, using the gold metallic pen. I love these pens. The deco colour pens. So I did 2 of them in the gold, and I did 2 of them in the silver chrome version. I also coloured the back of each of them with either the gold or the silver pen, and then let them to dry. So here's a view of those. So as you can see, top 2 there in the gold with the gold edging, and the bottom 2 with the silver chrome edging. Just a bit more of a close-up, as you can see there on the back. Wasn't too bothered about the state of the backs of these because I am actually going to make them into brooches. You could, of course, make them into pendants or keychains, handbag charms, whatever you wish to do. So these are the brooch backs. Again, everything we used available usually from online, Amazon, Temu, or your local hobbycraft sort of places. And just measuring up there, getting the correct size to go on the back of the brooch. The ones we have came in 3 different sizes. There we go. And of course you can fix these to the back of these, the brooch backs to the back, either using UV resin like I have here. Now I'm not wearing gloves. By all means do wear gloves, but the UV resin isn't going anywhere near my finger, so I was happy to do that. So just putting a small amount on there. If you don't want to use UV resin, or you don't have UV resin, you can try using super glue, or a version of super glue, or E6000 glue if you wish, but I tend to have better results with UV resin. So just pushing it, the brooch finding down into the resin, and then trying to coat the resin over the back of the brooch finding to see if I can get it to coat it. And then off camera, I actually cured it using a UV resin lamp. Put it in for about 2 or 3 minutes, just to make sure it was fully hardened, cured, and that it was secure. There we go. So just trying to coat it over there. Obviously you can be a lot neater than what I'm being. Yeah, there we go. So hopefully you can see that. And this is the cured piece. As you can see, it's quite firmly on there and secured. It's an easy opening brooch finding. And you can put these on any clothing, obviously, that's not going to show up with holes. You don't want to make holes in your clothing. Scarves, hats, snoods, shawls, whichever you like. And I applied these to all of the backs of the brooches, of the hearts. The silver ones, the ones with the silver edging, I used silver backs. The 2 with the gold, which I don't show you, I did actually use gold tone brooch findings. So here's final shots of them. This is that on a pashmina shawl. They look absolutely gorgeous. You don't have to wear all of them together. You could just wear them singularly. And as I said, you could always use them as a statement piece rather than brooches on necklaces, bracelets. They are not heavy in weight. Hope you've enjoyed this of the first of our Valentine's themed videos for this year. Thank you for watching.